Hello and welcome to episode 80 of the Boot Nerds podcast. I can't believe we've made it this far, but we have. JayMike, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. Things are good in Denmark. If my image is a little weird today, it's because I'm actually shooting it on my phone because all our cameras are shooting at Unisport. So that's how it is. I apologize for that, but it's going to get better in episode 81. So, you don't want to look at my ugly face anyway. So yeah. If you just want to listen to the audio, by the way, you can go to bootnerds.com and find all the places you can actually also just stream the audio-only version of the podcast if you're interested in that. But enough about that. Josh, how are you?
I'm good. I can't complain once again. I don't want to bring up Pure Grip socks in every single episode, but they're available at puregripsocks.com. So I'll make sure I won't bring it up this time, but they're available there.
But you did. But fair play. But it can't be a Boot Nerds podcast episode without you bringing up the Pure Grip socks.
This is my Puma 1 design. That's
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Oh wow. I love how he just has that handy on his desk. See, I have stuff to show as well, but I can't show them yet. Hint, hint.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
What might that be? Anyway, now the thing is that, and that's the funny thing, this is a Puma boot. So whenever I do like Nike, Adidas, Mizuno stuff on my desk in my studio at Unisport, well, these are always at the table, just like front line. That's the way it goes.
Anyways, what do we have to talk about today?
Well, we ended on a cliffhanger last time in episode 79 where we basically stopped right before we reached the Liverpool shirts. So we're going to follow up and take the part 2 of rating all the new club shirts for the season. It's going to be good. I think we have some, should we say, opinion-splitting choices coming up.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones here. And I was looking at a lot of the comments on the last episode. I feel like more people agreed with me than you. Not that means anything, but
you must have looked at like 2 comments.
You're right. I only read the ones that I wanted to read. But there's a lot of people.
I know what that's like. I do that all the time.
No, there's a lot of people excited to see our opinions on a few of these shirts. So I'm excited for this one.
I just remember now that I forgot to add probably the most important shirt, but we're going to get to that in just a second because we're going to start out not with Liverpool. We're going to start out alphabetically because since we made the last episode, some more shirts have actually come out. And we're just going to go through that. So we might as well start with the Arsenal third shirt, which I reckon is probably should have been the away shirt because it's actually not ugly.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, again, we have differing opinions on the away shirt. I like the marble shirt better than this personally, but I don't have a problem with this at all. I think it's nice. I've never been a big fan of the stripes going down the side of the shirt. I gotta be honest, especially when they're in such a high contrast color like this. To me, it's just something about it seems a little bit cheap, but it's okay. It's not an offensive pattern. That's for sure. It's
a flower. So, I mean, unless you're the most easily offended person in the world, I guess. But, I get what you say. I think it's really cool. I think, the whole bronze thing going on with whatever, is it navy? I think that's wicked, man. I like it. It. For me, that is an 8.5 out of 10.
I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. The next one is Chelsea, their Champions League shirt, cup shirt, whatever they're going to... It's essentially their third shirt. And no, it's not a Crystal Palace shirt, for those asking. But I don't know if you saw it, but they actually launched it and then they used the hashtag It's a Chelsea thing on Twitter. And then Crystal Palace just, replied, hashtag It's not really, is it? Which I loved. That was pretty. What an absolute abomination of a third shirt. Like, what is that? That is probably one of the worst shirts I've seen. Like, this is worse. I think, hopefully we can agree this is worse than the Arsenal shirt.
Okay.
Terrible.
Look, this is where
No.
I think that some designs there's a certain level of ugly where it becomes cool. And I think that this might be at that point where it's so ugly that it's kind of cool. Like when I first saw it, my initial reaction was, wow, that's terrible. But the more and more I look at it, I don't hate it as much as I initially did. and I think that this design looks good with that sponsor.
I'll give it to you. It works pretty well with the sponsor, but what on...
Come on, that was a good explanation.
It was a pretty good explanation. I'll give you that, and I am willing to accept where you stand, but I just can't see past I don't see for me it never reached the point where it's cool. It just reached ugly, and that's where I stopped. I'm not a big fan. I think the whole fade thing, I get what they're doing, and it's obviously inspired by the whole Air Max thing, and cool. But they should have chosen a better Air Max. I mean, just no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not an outstanding design, but I'd give it a... I want to go 7, but I think that's too high. I think 6.5 is fair.
So you're almost putting it at the same level as the Arsenal shirt.
Yes.
The are you on about? For me, this is a 3 out of 10.
Okay, that's...
I'm sorry, Chelsea fans, but yeah, that's then we were supposed to move on to the L's, but we of course also have the most important shirt of them all, the Manchester United third shirt, aka the Zebra Razzle Dazzle Camo. You've seen it, I've seen it, we've all seen it, and we've also all seen the hate that it got before it was released. And I was also I wasn't offended, and I thought, well, it's not too bad. But then I saw it, Josh. And I saw it. And I gotta say, I think it's freaking awesome. And I understand the people who hated on it because it was supposed to have, people thought it would have the zebra razzle dazzle camo shorts as well. It won't. They're just white shorts and white socks. I think it's cool. I'll hold my hands up. I think it's cool. What do you say?
I'm with you. I don't quite understand the hate on this one. Because you know what? Immediately when I saw this one, I thought of the Inter Home from last year that had kind of the interchanging stripes like this, where there's like these lines dividing them all.
And we both agreed that was a hella cool shirt.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like I would be very hypocritical to say that I love that one but hate this one.
Well, about that, I feel it's kind of happened already a few times during the last event, but we'll leave it at that. But yeah, no, I think it's good for me. This is a 9 out of 10.
I like this one. It's unique. I like the red badging. I think that's pretty cool. It actually makes the Chevy logo kind of work.
Not terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a great looking logo on a lot of the shirts they've had.
It's a terrible looking logo, yeah.
But it would have been cool to have that in red, but whatever. I guess it is what it is.
We're never going to have that. Yeah. It's just the way it is.
But it's nice. I'd give it I'm with you. I think a 9 out of 10 is fair just because it is so creative, but works.
Right. Okay. Speaking of creative shirts, we move on to Leipzig away. I think we gave the away shirt a bit of flack because it was, in my opinion, straight up ugly. But the away shirt, is this the away or the third shirt? I don't care. It's probably the third shirt. Yeah, it's inspired by an Air Max, so it's the third shirt. Yeah, well, good job, Jay. But I think this is amazing.
Yeah, this is good. This is, again, that level of, it's a level of ugly to the point where it's cool. It's got this retro pattern that it works. The color combination is really nice with the orange as an accent. I still think the Red Bull logo sponsor thing should be bigger. I just think it looks better that way.
Or just moved further down on the stomach, like on the Bordeaux shirt.
But no, it's a really nice shirt. They didn't go too crazy with the collar or the sleeves. They just let the pattern be the star of the show. And it's nice. It's really nice.
And I think the whole, for me, it's the fact that they could have chosen many different colors, but it's the fact that the color mix just works so well. And I think that orange really blends well with the different shades of blue that they've used. It's a cool pattern. It's It's not ugly. It's not super retro in a wonky way. Now, I think it works. It's cool, and it could be, without the logo and the Red Bull logo on the chest, it could have been like a pretty fashion shirt, I guess. I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10 as well. I think it's that nice.
I agree. It's pretty damn cool. Then we move on to Liverpool. And we have had a lot of people already expressing concern that we're going to just trash the Liverpool shirts. And I understand, because it is definitely different with the whole, what do you call that, teal?
Yeah, teal? like a teal or a mint color almost.
Yeah, on the sleeves and the collar. And I'm going to put it like this. The Vapor shirt, like the top of the line, authentic player issue shirt, I think it's cool because it's clean. It has just the Liverbird, which I, even as a Man United fan, I appreciate that they just have that. I think that's really nice. It looks clean. The whole vapor knit pattern on this, it just looks good. I'm personally not a fan of the mint color on the sleeves, but I get why it's like a little modern 2020 nicely contrasted twist to everything. So personally, I'm not that much on that, but for me, it's a minor detail. I think it's a nice shirt.
I think it's a really nice shirt. I don't like this collar, but with this contrast and the accent against the red, it actually looks all right. This is one of the better looking shirts with this collar that Nike has done this year. Look, they're taking over. I think that the first home shirt that any new brand taking over a big club is going to do has to be relatively simple, because I don't think they want to scare people away. So they went with just mostly red, and I think the subtle accent is nice. Are some people going to be upset about it? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't hate this. I think this is cool.
I agree. I think for, looking back at the shirts they've had over the previous years, I think this is one of the better ones. Would I personally, if I had been a Liverpool fan, God forbid, but if I had been a Liverpool fan, I probably would have preferred either a yellow, although it looks slightly cheaper, or a black maybe, but that's maybe not really a Liverpool thing. So that's more in the Man United territory. So it's not too bad. For me, I'm leaning towards an 8.5, but I'm probably going to take it down to an 8, which is, I would say, it's a very solid looking shirt for me.
Yeah, I was literally thinking 8.5 as well, and I think I'm going to go with that. I think going any higher doesn't make a lot of sense, because there isn't a ton going on there.
It's a conservative shirt with a little modern twist, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I agree with that.
Then we have the away shirt, which is also like it's special, and it has some kind of the same vibes as the Leipzig shirt that we just rated a 9. But like I said there, I really like the color combination. And for me, it doesn't work on the away shirt for Liverpool. And kill me, but I think it looks a little too much like a training or pre-match shirt, this one.
It does. Again, it's got this kind of cool retro vibe. I'm trying to make out what the pattern actually is. And I don't really know. It almost looks like if you were to just show me this shirt without any of the logos on it, I would think this is like some kind of like Japanese art or something like that. So I'm not sure that it makes a lot of sense in terms of being a Liverpool shirt. I'm sure there's some kind of clever explanation Nike has for this. But look, I don't hate this. Again, it's kind of got that so ugly it's cool type of vibe to it. I like the simplicity of just going with the black accent. I think looks really nice. The simple collar is good. I can't give it as high a score as the Leipzig one, but I think an 8.5 is a solid rating for this.
I'm gonna go down to 7.5 because I don't really like the color, but I don't hate it either. It's not terrible. It's not fantastic either to me. So solid first effort from Nike, I would say. And to me, I think it's going to be Liverpool fans are going to enjoy this in the future. It's Nike. They know what they're doing. Anyway, Olympique Lyon, which is it's a Lyon shirt. It's white and red and blue. I like the red on the right hand or the right shoulder and the blue on the left shoulder. Pretty cool to me. Pops a little bit, but is overall a relatively safe but slightly boring shirt.
Yeah, no, I like this. I think there's enough design going on for a plain white shirt with the mismatched sides. You have a little accent at the bottom as well. I like the fact that they went blue Addy logo and then red sponsor. That kind of ties into the whole theme as well. I
didn't notice. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Look, for keeping a simple white shirt, the amount of design they incorporate without making it look too busy is good. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's good.
I agree. 8 out of 10. Cool little detail with the Addy logo. Good spot. Away shirt is like a really dark gray with black pinstripes. And that's it. I know you're probably going to say one thing. You hate the sleeve cuffs and the collar. I don't think it's as aggressive as it is on some of the other Adidas away shirts, but it's also kind of boring. So I could have used a little bit more color popping, maybe using the red and the blue again. For me, this is a 7 because it's not terrible, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that the pinstripes look like they're like printed graphics, so they're not perfect pinstripes. They almost look like they have a little bit of like they've
with the whole like brush stroke thing.
Yeah,
going on this year.
I don't really like that. It also if you removed all the logos, this looks like something a referee might wear. Kind of.
That's true.
And the collar and the sleeves I don't care for. But it's nice. For a black on black jersey, I think it's okay. Would have maybe been cool to do a black and white badge. Would have maybe tied in everything a little bit nicer.
That would have been nicer maybe, yeah.
Would have been cool. But look, I don't hate this. This is a 7 out of 10 for me.
Gotcha. They also have a third shirt, which is kind of like almost like a leopard pattern. A graphic, obviously. And I'm a little bit torn on this. What do you think?
I kind of like this. I think that this is one of those shirts that would look a lot better in person with this particular pattern.
Probably, yeah.
I like the contrast of the yellow as an accent color. This is nice. I think this is a 7.5 out of 10.
You know what? I'll agree on that. It's not a smash hit, but it's nice, and with the the yellow stripes on, I like that. See, I like that style. For me, yeah, 7.5. That's fair. I'm convinced. Okay, then we move on to the wrong side of the city, Manchester, obviously. They had a new home shirt, which is definitely unique. I'll tell you what, I thought when I saw it for the first time, I thought that's the ugliest thing I've seen in my life. But it's not supposed to grow on me, and I know, and I'm sorry, but I actually think it's pretty cool because it is sky blue. It has something going on, but the graphics aren't aggressive. They're not offensive, other than the fact that they're sitting on a City shirt. But do you know what I mean? It pops, but in a way where it blends nicely with the shirt. I think it's pretty cool. It's
very youthful, let's say. Because for me, whenever I see a home shirt especially, I think, okay, there's kids going to be wearing this, there's young adults going to be wearing this, and then there's going to be that older guy that goes to all the matches. Is he going to wear this? Like, this is going to look very strange on somebody that's not like... I don't want to be offensive or anything like that, but I think you know what I mean, right? Like, this is not a shirt that I feel like everybody can pull off. Like, you have to be somewhat athletic to make this look good. That's the first thing that popped in my head. Is it seems like something that like a little kid would love this, but like, would an adult want to wear this? I don't really know.
Nah.
It's cool though. Like it's an interesting choice for a home.
Yeah, but that's just the thing with light blue shirts, that they are a little bit like sporty, if you know what I mean. They're not like everyday colors, and that's kind of the thing, right?
It's cool. Look, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.5. I think it works.
Yeah, I can't be mad at it.
Cool. What's also cool is the away shirt to me. It's dark. It has a pattern on it. Bronze accents. Look, man, bronze monotone crest. If it wasn't a City shirt, I'd be pretty happy to wear this. I mean, I can't, but I like it the way the pattern is integrated, and it's a pretty busy pattern on there, right? But it works nicely. It's almost like a tone-in-tone pattern. It's relatively discreet, and there's a lot going on, and the bronze accents just pop really well. And it looks almost a little bit luxurious. I like that. For me, Puma, Man City, well done. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I like this. I wonder how much the ownership maybe had to say in this particular pattern and just the design in general. Because it seems very like Arabic. I don't know you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to be like offensive or anything like that, but it looks like that kind of pattern. It's cool. It's very detailed. It also kind of reminds me of like when you go into, you ever been in, I don't know if you guys even have those in Europe, but like ever been to like one of those carpet stores where they have the giant like area rugs hanging from the ceiling and you can just like go through them like shirts? No, you guys don't have that?
No.
I don't know. I feel like you see a lot of patterns like this. No.
You go to carpet stores often?
No, I have not often, not for a very long time, but I don't know. It's a childhood memory, I guess. I don't know. Okay, fair enough. It's really nice. I like the color combination. I like that the pattern is like the color contrast makes it pop just enough. The accent of this bronze color is really cool. You said 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
I agree with that. 9 out of 10 is a fair score.
Yeah. I could have said something about the whole, I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I'm not going to say it. I was going to make an oil club joke. It doesn't look like an oil rig. And ha, ha, ha. We laughed a lot about that. But I'm not going to because it's not nice. Third shirt is also not very nice, I think. It's like, is it like stuff on DNA level? Or is it like molecules and what? My initial reaction to the shirt was, that's pretty cool. But now I'm looking at it and the eggshell white or whatever it is, it's just a little bit weird. And it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but what is it?
Again, look, I look at all three of these shirts and all I'm thinking about is the guy that goes to every match and has been for his whole life and he's just there to drink some beers. Like how can that guy wear any of these three city shirts without just looking ridiculous?
Yeah, okay. I mean, the away kit is pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's still fancy. Like all three of these kits are very fancy. This one definitely the most fancy of the bunch. Like it's very high fashion. That's the vibe that I get from this. I don't hate it. I kind of think it's a little bit cool. Would I personally wear it? I don't really know.
That would be a sight for sore eyes.
But it's it's ambitious. I'll give them that. And I like the fact that they just stuck with the pattern and didn't really do much else.
Yeah. Well, fair enough. I would love to see that shirt on someone like you because it feels, just looking at my screen, looking at you, it looks like it would basically blend with your skin tone. It would just be like Josh bare-chested with Etihad on his. It would be kind of weird. For me, it's not the best. I'm probably down to a 5.5 because I think it's a little weird.
No, I can't go that low. I think it's too nice for that. I'm going to give it it's a 7 out of 10 because I like the concept. It's just one of those shirts that I think it's going to look weird on some people.
Yeah. Okay. I realized we jumped the gun with Manchester United before, but I was just so excited to get it in. So we're going to talk the other two Man United shirts now. The home shirt is inspired apparently by the threads and the seams of the logos. When you turn the logo inside out, when you turn like an embroidery inside out, you have all the seams going through, and that is what created the pattern of the shirt. Other than that, it's a red shirt with that Chevy sponsor on. I'm supposed to like this. I don't. Last year's shirt was fantastic. Perfect. This to me is... They shouldn't include the yellow. I don't like the yellow, and it doesn't go well. It makes the Chevy logo look even cheaper. For me, it's not bad. It's not good either. 6.5 for me.
Yeah, I saw some memes of this shirt where they were comparing the pattern to the pattern of some seat on, I don't know if it was a train or a bus, some form of like public transport. I don't know. I'm not from the UK.
That's true. I saw that.
Did you see that? And it was like almost exactly the same pattern, which I thought was kind of funny.
That's the thing. It's not cool. The other, Man City, the fashionable patterns and fabrics, all that. This is just like a bus seat. What the? I get the story. It's a cool story, but the execution is just perhaps not the best.
The one thing I'll say about this shirt is I think it has some nice movement about it. Like this is like, this almost looks like the background animation of somebody running really fast in a cartoon or something like that.
Okay,
like
I'll buy that.
It's kind of cool in that regard. I don't hate it that much. I just think that if it was solid red, it maybe would have looked a little bit better, but then it also would have been too simple and maybe we would have complained about that.
Yeah.
I think this is a 6.5 out of 10.
Wow. So I'm mad at it and I give it a 6.5 and you're not and you give it a, wow. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think
we agree though. The away shirt is, man, I don't know, to be honest. What are your thoughts?
It has some like camouflage vibes about it a little bit. It also looks like it could be like the uniform of the people working at a zoo. I like the white. I like the white Manchester United logo. I like this one. You know what? The more I see it, the more I like it.
I think what I think makes it look cool is the monotone crest they've used. That always looks nice. And I think it's not bad in any way. It's not revolutionary either. For me, it's a 7.5 out of 10. I'm
gonna go higher. I think this is an 8 out of 10. I really like this. This is to me, this is a pattern on a shirt that gives it a nice amount of detail, but it's still very wearable. Like you're not gonna look like a goof wearing this shirt.
And okay, I'll bump it up a notch. Because it actually makes the shirt live without being busy. There's something going on. I'll bump it up a notch. Yeah. Fair point. Of course, we have the third shirt, 9 out of 10. Wicked. Everyone's happy. White shorts saves the day. If they had been razzle dazzle shorts, we would have been like challenging that. What was it? Chelsea shirt for like no. Then we move back to France with Marseille. It's a white shirt with blue accents, light blue accents.
I don't like this pattern. This reminds me of like, I feel, did Liverpool have something from New Balance that had a similar pattern to this at some point? I think they did. I just don't like this pattern where they're trying to make it look almost three-dimensional. I know it's very subtle. But if we're being really critical here, I just think this would have looked better had it been plain white and maybe incorporate the pattern on the sleeves. It's okay. It's 6.5 out of 10 for me.
I'm just thinking whether it's inspired by, at least that's what I thought when I saw it, because I went there last year. Is it might be the roof on the inside of the Velodrome, their stadium? I don't know. I think it's, what did you rate it?
I think I gave it a 6.5.
6.5. Okay. I don't think it's that bad. I'm probably giving it a 7.5. I think it lives pretty, just like with the Manchester United shirt. I think it adds some life to the shirt, a bit of depth. So it's not just a plain white shirt, which would be boring. And I just like that cut of the ventilation cuts on the Puma shirts. Pretty cool. 7.5 for me.
Okay. That's cool.
Away shirt.
This is kind of cool to me.
I like it, yeah.
I kind of like this.
Shows the city of Marseille at night with some lights here and there. Shows the city's still living and breathing it. And I don't know the story. I'm just making it up, basically. But I think it looks cool. Light blue stripes could have done without them. Maybe they should have been like this golden yellow, orange color, whatever it is. Like the, I'm not gonna say whatever it says under the logo. Droit au but.
Yeah, straight to goal.
Oh, wow. Say it in French. Say it in French again.
No, I'm not going to do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry. Wow. Who's the guy? Do we know who the guy is? Because there's windows lit up, but then there's one person.
Maybe that's you. So you're in the city.
Oh, maybe that is representation of you. You know what would have been cool is you scrapped the Uber Eats logo and you incorporated little guys on bikes delivering food just throughout the city.
Yeah. That would have been amazing.
That would have been the best sponsor incorporation of any shirt of all time.
Yeah, it might be that it's the Uber delivery guy. We don't know.
It could be. Yeah, you're right.
I like
could
this.
Be you answering the door to get your food.
Yeah, true. I mean, what's not to like? 8.5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, you know what? This is cool. Again, I kind of question the wearability of a shirt like this. Because to somebody who doesn't know what that is, it's like, what are you wearing, dude? But yeah, I agree. I think 8.5 is a fair score.
Cool. Paris Saint-Germain, home shirt, inspired by the 1995 shirt with that, big red line, white trim down on the. Damn, this is cool, man. This is wicked. The trim lines on the sleeves, the collar, I like it. It's rooted in tradition, which is in itself an absolutely killer design. I still kind of hate the Accor Live Limitless.
Yeah, the sponsor's very ugly.
It doesn't really work. I would have preferred the old one, to be honest, but who wouldn't? It's just nice. The little blue trim around the edge of the Nike swoosh. This works. It's cool. It's traditional, and it's subtle. 9 out of 10.
Okay, I'm pretty much with you, but now that I'm looking at this more closely, there's a few things that stand out. The sponsor is very ugly, and I think maybe a little bit too big. I've always been a big fan of the central stripe shirts in general, right. And that's kind of a signature of PSG for the most part. I love the detail of the little French flag at the bottom there. That's a cool little thing. But if I had to criticize this shirt, what's keeping me from rating it as high as possible, look at the Nike swoosh and the crest. Aren't they like pinched in too far?
I think they are to basically have them so the center is aligned with the stripe. I know what you're saying. Maybe they're pulled a little bit too closely on the chest.
Yeah.
Normally, they probably would have been a little bit more pulled towards the side.
Yeah, that seems a little bit off to me. But in general, it's kind of got this modern but also retro vibe at the same time. It's cool. Did you say 9 out of 10?
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Then we have the away shirt. It's the same pattern. It's the same concept. It's just white. Some of the colors have just been flipped, basically. I like it. I think for some reason it's a little bit weird that. I mean, I don't know why I'm looking at it. I've worn it in real life, and it seems that the blue is a little bit too. The hue is a little bit too light. For me, for my taste, I would have preferred it if it was a slightly more navy blue, slightly darker. That would have been cooler to me, but I also realized that, the lighter colors are popping a bit more and that's more youthful and Jay, you're old, blah, 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 blah. I don't like this as much as I like the home shirt, and it has the same issues as you say. So for me, it's cool. It's cool. I like it. 8.5 out of 10. 8. No, 8.5. 8.5. Yeah.
I like this a lot. I think that if you're gonna have a shirt with a fold over collar, I think that a white base always looks best for some reason. Central stripe, very cool. Sponsor actually I think looks better in this setup with these colors for whatever reason. And I kind of like the button up collar on this shirt. Cool. I think it's really nice. I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10 as well. It's very French. Like it's just I like it.
Yeah. Gotcha. That's fair enough. Then Real Madrid. The home shirt is white. And it has those stripes down the side that you apparently don't care for. And they're pink. Talk to me.
Okay, look, this is, with all the shirts that have this collar, this is the best looking one so far because it's clean. I also don't even hate the stripes on this one because they've kept everything so simple. It's like the one main detail you're going to find on the shirt. Honestly, like, this is really nice. It's simple. It's a little bit retro because of the collar. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I'm not mad at this.
See, I also like it. I think I like it a little bit more than you do because to me it gives me the vibes of. Do you remember that completely white, completely clean Real Madrid shirt back when Zidane played? Mm-hmm. It gives me the same vibes. And then we have a little bit of pink, and I think it looks cool. I'll be honest. It looks pretty cool. We're gonna see the pink going through in a shirt in a couple of minutes. I rate this an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's a nice home shirt. One of the best they've had for years. The away shirt is pink with navy, it seems. It's not spectacular. It's not terrible either. I like how they've kept it clean again, but it's not for me as effective as the just a clean, crisp white shirt. I don't know your take on this. You might tell me if you agree or not, but it's a little bit more training shirt-ish to me purely because of the color. But I'll say 7.5 because it's fresh enough. It is a nice away shirt.
Yeah, look, it's very simple. Obviously, they wanted the pink to be the main focus here. I think the pink and black badge looks really cool. Would I personally want to wear this? No, I'll be honest. But historically, I feel like pink shirts for any main club has done extremely well. So I think this will be very popular, despite maybe me not being a big fan of it, which I know everyone buys their shirts based on my opinion. So hopefully this doesn't sway you too much. But I'm like a 6.5 out of 10 here.
Okay, fair enough. What did I give it? Did I rate it?
You rated it higher. I think you gave it an 8 or something.
Oh, fair enough. I did. Well, it's an 8. Third shirt, though. Third shirt. I like.
This is cool. Yeah, this is cool. You know what this reminds me of? Remember that Yamamoto Dragon
Yoji
shirt?
Yamamoto. Yeah, we've actually talked about exactly that shirt in the office just today.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like that, but the pink color pops actually makes me prefer this to the Yoji Yamamoto shirt. For me, this is I'll go as far as saying 8.5. It's not as cool as the other 9 rated shirts, but nah, 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 is a fair score. I agree with that. I really like this one though. That's really nice.
Then we have Red Star Paris, which is man, these shirts are wicked. I'll be honest. Let's go with the home shirt, which is the green one, and it's a fantastic shirt, isn't it? It's green. The sponsor's really cool, and I even think the collar and the sleeve cuffs, they work. The pattern just makes it hella awesome.
Yeah, no, everything about this works. It seems well thought out. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10. I like it. It's nice.
I am going out on a limb here, and I will give this a 9.5 out of 10. I think this is spectacular.
Very, very, very strong rating.
I know, but the green shirts in general, if they work for me, they really work, and this just works. I think
it's a good green. It's a really good green.
The away shirt, the white one, is also like, I like that almost as much. Because it's white and the pink, the way the Vice sponsor blends with the pattern underneath by being a slightly darker, it's not purple, it's a darker pink, right? Man, and it works with the crest as well. Nah, I think this is wicked too. For me, this is a straight 9.
Okay, here's my criticism of this one.
Oh my god!
This is it's a cool shirt as we look at it right here up close, where you can see all of the details. But I think when you're watching this from a distance, it's gonna look a little bit weird. And the colors used on the white base, you ever get like blood on your white shirt? It's like, oh, I cut my finger. Let me wipe it on my shirt in like every spot. That's kind of what it reminds me of. I don't know. It's nice. I don't hate it. I don't know.
Bruv,
it's a 7.5 out of 10.
go watch the Unisport. You've probably watched it already. If not, friendship over. But go watch that review of the X Ghosted Plus on the Unisport channel. I'm wearing that shirt. It looks hella cool, even on me. And that's saying something. And for that fact alone, no, 9. All the way. Educate yourself, please. Now, fair play. I understand what you're saying. The whole blood thing is cool. I think it's cool. Maybe I should just go smear blood on my white t-shirt some more because it apparently works. Don't do that, kids. We stay in France with Saint-Etienne. And historically, they've had some very cool shirts. I'll tell you one thing I like about their home shirt here, and that is the Le Coq Sportif logo. I think for some reason that's really cool, really retro. Other than that, it's not bad. Reminds me of those really classy Umbro shirts we saw a couple of years ago with the kind of like matte feel to them, almost like brushed. That was like really cool, but dull sponsor, really dull sponsor. Like,
I like this one. I like the color a lot. Okay. The cut is kind of like they really incorporated the design of the shirt as a part of the actual coloring. Right. It's kind of interesting how that V goes into the sleeves and you have that extra little section at the top of the shoulder. Yeah. Which would make this, I'd be curious. I feel like this is one of those shirts that might fit kind of weird.
Probably, yeah. Especially on me with my matchstick arms.
But I like the colors. I agree with you. I think that the actual manufacturer logo is really cool. Maybe the badge seems like the club logo seems a little small, to be honest.
It's always been on their shirts for some reason.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. It's nice. I like this. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a little dull.
Okay, cool.
We go Italy, Sampdoria. And this is a classic Sampdoria shirt. They have their white, red, and black stripe on the belly, and you know it has the what do you call it? Coat of arms. It's not a coat of arms. Is it? Is that what you call a coat of arms?
Is it shield?
Shield. Yeah. Good morning, Jay. English. I think this is a classic looking Sampdoria shirt. Nothing I just like their style. So 7 for me.
Yeah, this is very Italian. I'll say that much. Like it's very. I like this a lot. I think that is this an Italian manufacturer?
What
Macron, is this?
Yeah.
This is Macron, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of the Italian brands, like Diodora in their heyday, the Kappa shirts, they all have like, you could tell they're like Italian-based companies. I don't know what about them they're doing.
It's so good. It's so streamlined and good.
Yeah, I don't know. I even like the little detail on the underside of the collar there that kind of flips. This is cool to me. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10.
I appreciate your attention to detail. I understand where you're going. For me, it's just still a little away shirt. White. Cool. 7.
Yeah, cool, not as cool. 7, I agree. 7. Not much to talk about there.
But the third shirt, to me, is where we're talking. That's basically the reason I included the Sampdoria shirt, so we could talk about this. Because this basically takes everything for me that works with the blue shirt. Like you say, the little collar details and all that stuff, the fold-over collar, that's not big and chunky, for instance, like on the PSG shirt, which is a little bit too much for me. But this is just, it's a fold-over collar, but it's subtle. And it makes the collar stripe band on the stomach pop a lot better. For me, that is a smash hit. 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, this is tough. This is like the team. You see the other team walking out wearing these shirts, you're a little bit intimidated. Yeah. Like even like, oh, look at them. They're wearing pink shirts. Look what we're wearing. This is so much cooler. This is a 9.5 out of 10 for me. This is so tough and it's so clean and it's so modern, but it's also kind of like Italian stylish. I like it a lot.
And because of the fit, you just know there's just going to be 10 plus a goalkeeper, really athletic guys just walking out there. It's just going to look good on athletic people, right?
This is where we have criticism with a lot of these shirts. if you're not in really good shape, this is going to look awful.
Yeah, probably. But it's cool. Back to England, Tottenham Hotspur. Slightly different direction, but I actually like where they're going with this. Maybe I wouldn't... I think the whole tone-in-tone pattern makes it a little busy to me. But I don't think it's bad, and I really like the navy markings on the sleeves. I think that looks cool. I have sponsor in red. I don't hate it. Could have done without the yellow on the collar, which I think you'll hate. But for me, this is an 8 out of 10. I think it's solid.
I agree with you. 8 out of 10. It would have been better without the pattern.
Yeah, and they did that on the away shirt, which is like this really dark green with a lighter, almost avocado accent color.
It looks like it's like glow in the dark color.
Yeah, that's true. I think this works pretty well, and I would be willing to give that an 8.5 out of 10.
I agree with you. I really think this is cool. 8.5 for sure. That's a nice shirt.
One of those shirts that you could actually pull off casually because it's relatively subtle and still has a little bit of spice to it. Quickly just going over the Udinese shirt, which is another Macron shirt. Obviously, the fit looks amazing, and it's just like... If they had removed the sponsors, this would have been a smash hit for me. That little white trim around the neckline, oh, that is cool, man. That is cool. And then you have the black cuff on one sleeve, the white on the other to kind of have a contrast. Pretty wicked, I'll be honest.
I like this a lot as well. This is an 8.5. It's really nice.
Yeah, same, 8.5. Valencia is a white Puma shirt. We've talked a lot, like we want clean shirts, but it's a white Puma, and now we're going to be totally hypocritical because, no patterns.
Well, no, there is a pattern. Look at the top above the sponsor. There's a pattern the whole shirt.
We get the pattern.
But it's very subtle.
Wow, we get the pattern, then it's suddenly all. I think it's not bad. It's not exciting either. So 6.5 out of 10 for me.
Man, I have a hard time rating it that high because this is like one of those shirts that I feel like I've seen 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you just convinced me. 5.5.
It's a 5. It's a middle of the road 5 out of 10 shirt. It's not ugly. It's very nice. It's extremely wearable. It's going to look good on pretty much anybody, but it's just, there's nothing here.
I agree. The away shirt is orange with the same black trim we've seen on a lot of Puma shirts on the shoulders. I'm not excited by this either, but I don't think it's ugly. I will rate this a 6.5 out of 10. Unless you convince me otherwise.
No, I'm with you. 6.5. I don't like the shade of orange that much, to be honest.
No, it's a little bit too dark and warm.
And it reminds me of something. I just can't think of what that is. I'm sure it would have been hilarious though.
I'm laughing, so it must have been. Valencia third. See, this is kind of like marbly as well. Just like, it's like, do you know when we have these, I don't know what you call, aquarelle paintings? Is that a thing? It's a Danish word. Like when you paint with watercolors, right? And it gets very like blurry. It just looks a little bit like a fla.
Yeah, this reminds me of like when you go on like a grade school or high school field trip to some art gallery or art museum, and they have this one piece of art that kind of looks like this, and it's worth like $1 billion, and you're like, I'm pretty sure I could have done that. You're supposed to write an
essay about it, and
like it's cool, but I don't love it.
Okay,
6.5.
I think it's weird. I'm gonna give it a 6 because it's a little bit like blah. It's artistic, but it doesn't hit me. Let me just put it that way. And then we're gonna end off with Werder Bremen, and I'm laughing because it's just like, why would you take Werder Bremen? I just think green shirt. I think the whole color blocking they have on their sleeves on the home shirt is pretty cool, and the fact that they've actually blended the sponsor logo to fit in pretty well. I think this is actually pretty solid, and it's an 8.5 for me. Now 8. It's not as good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's very German. It's no nonsense. The one thing I will say that I don't care for is the way that they did the pattern, where it has like the shiny acrylic type finish. I think that always looks a little bit cheap, but knowing Umbro shirts, they're extremely underrated in terms of quality. Like in terms of like material feel, Umbro does a phenomenal job on their shirts.
And the whole trim, the whole stitch around the shoulder here that follows out in the sleeves, it makes for a really, really well-fitting shirt. That's just English tailoring at its finest. It's super good.
Yeah.
So
really
don't underestimate that.
Yeah, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10.
Wow, we agree. The away shirt is kind of bland, and I don't hate it, but don't love it either. And, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't like the pattern on the sleeves. I think it looks a little bit cheap. This is probably the coolest sponsor out of all the shirts that we've reviewed. I really like this. I just think it's super German. I love it. I don't even know if it's a German company. I'm just assuming that it is.
Probably is, yeah.
It's a 7 out of 10. I agree. Because again, this is also very wearable.
And that's the thing with Umbro shirts. That logo in itself, the how do you say, the cleanliness? Can you say that? Is that a word?
Cleanliness is a word.
It's clean?
Clean would be a better. Cleanliness would more so imply like you're a clean person more so than describing the shirt.
I mean, if you're, I don't know, man. English is a tough language. So anyway, I think it's a clean shirt.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. And that concludes our shirt list. I mean, we might have missed a couple of, obscure clubs or cool clubs that hasn't been on or haven't been on our radars. If we have, let us know in the comment section below. And we might do this again if more cool shirts pop up, or maybe we're going to do it for the Euro shirts from all the nations participating. We can also do that. So let us know what you think of all the shirts released. The coolest shirts, the ugliest shirts, how wrong Josh is this time round, because he's wrong again. I'm sorry. Everything goes in the comment section right down below. Of course, also, if you haven't done so already, make sure to leave us a like if you have a good time on the video. And of course, go subscribe to the best podcast on YouTube when it comes to football stuff by clicking the white bubble in the middle of the screen. You can also subscribe to Unisport and Josh's channel right over by his face. And with that said, I've been JayMike and I approve this message, and I need to take English classes. Cheerio.
Yeah, that outro is like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, but that's your opinion. So in reality, it's probably like an 8, right?
Sure, you give yourself, bump it up. Thanks for watching.